You know what? Before I even started this whole video, my previous raw milk supplier basically he said there's like a spy that's running after him, and so because I'm living in Canada, he said that he can't be selling raw milk anymore. So listen, bro. The past month, I was raw milkless. I couldn't find raw milk anywhere. And you know what the craziest part is? I felt like the energy that I had that I usually put out in my videos was completely gone. You guys have seen like I haven't even posted in like an entire week, which is insane. I've never done that for like almost 2 years. So I started feeling like the more I speak, the more I exert energy, the weaker I'd get, the weaker I'd become. Like the more tired I'd be throughout the day, the more fatigued I'd be throughout the day. But recently, just yesterday actually, I made a dua, one dua, where I was like, Allah, please, please, like I love raw milk, man. Can I please just get some more raw milk? And you have to understand, like here in Canada, they say that raw milk you can't even sell it. It's so hard to get it. So if you're able to get it, it's like through some next method that is so hard, almost impossible. But me, what is this, bro? This is a testament that my dua just got accepted. Habibi, like out of nowhere. I'm telling you, you know how impossible it is for someone to find raw milk in Canada? But here it is, bro. Here it is. Bismillah. It's not even heated. It's just pure raw. That's all it is. But anyway, this video is not even about that. This video, I'm actually gonna make a whole separate video about why raw milk is like it's actually gonna help you make more money, get better in business, get better in every realm of your life. But today I'm gonna be talking to you about how, bro, I stopped watching all these manifestation videos because I found the real secret for real results. And in this whole video, I'm gonna be sharing to you the secret that I found. I call it a secret, but honestly, it's so obvious. It's so obvious, bro. Like every Muslim is supposed to know this whole secret, but most of us we really don't even know the secret. Now, also one more thing, I wanted to start making videos of me literally sharing to you what I want to share to you without even a script. Without a script, just literally what I want to share, I'll just share. So you'll notice in these upcoming videos, my videos are gonna get longer. They're gonna get longer. But for those of you who enjoy watching me speak, then you're gonna see more of me speaking. But for those of you who want me to get straight to the point, I'll try to put chapters in my videos as best as I can, as best as I can. But this is what I want to do. I don't know why. I just started drinking raw milk, and I'm like, you know what? That's what I feel like I should be doing. But here is the secret that I found that's gonna get you real results. And bro, listen. Like when I tell you that this secret is powerful and it's the only thing that you need to know to live your life and basically attract whatever things that you want, I truly mean that this is the best secret. Like look at this. So on my YouTube, right, this is where I usually do all my research and see like what are people up to. I see all these videos about law of attraction, manifestation, how to attract more money, how to attract the life that you want and all that stuff. I've been seeing all these things and I can't help it and just feel that I truly have the best secret that one can just acquire, because most of the stuff that these people are talking about, yeah, it's good, but is it truly based on truth? Like, is all of this based on truth? And I've watched many of these videos, and most of the time it's just like it's not even based on anything tangible or something with proof. And for those of you who are Muslim, when you understand this, you're gonna feel like, dang, bro, like all this stuff was in the book that I've been reading since childhood, but how come I've never actually been exposed to it in this fashion? So here's one thing. Here's the first thing. Allah created you to provide for you, which means like the risk that you guys have, the money that everybody's trying to attract and get, and the worries that we always have about the next house payment, the car payment, and all that stuff. This stuff was supposed to be like the easiest thing in this dunya. It wasn't supposed to be the hardest thing. This was supposed to be the easiest thing. So if we're stressing and being anxious about all these things, the reason why most people suffer is because you're basically taking something that Allah has made for fun seriously. Like risk was supposed to be something for fun. It was just supposed to be something that we shouldn't even honestly be worried about that much, but we're taking it so seriously, and as a result, we're suffering. As a result, we're struggling. The other video, actually, I made a whole statement where I was like, if you live life sincerely, not seriously, when you don't take things seriously, you take them sincerely, that's when you'll notice everything becomes easy, because everything truly is easy. Whatever it is, it's all easy. So when I tell you that Allah has created you to provide for you. Allah's created you to make things easy for you. Your whole purpose in life is to keep Allah in mind and just worship Allah in every moment throughout the day. So having difficulties in rizq was not supposed to be something that you guys are supposed to be going through. So understand that, because when you understand that, then you understand it's like, okay, so this entire time I've been living life backwards. This entire time I've been living life wrong. And that's okay. It's truly okay to just come into realization of that. When I realized like I've been living life wrong, I'm not even that old, but when I realized that, I'm like, okay, so what's the true, like what's the true way of living life? And the true way of living life is to not take something that Allah has made for fun seriously. Like, look at this. Allah says right here, the life of this world is merely enjoyment of delusions. That's all it is. First of all, like this should blow your mind, Habibi. First of all, the very first thing Allah says is that all of this is just enjoyment. That's all it is. So then why are you taking something that's enjoyment seriously? It's like, when you're playing a game with someone and then you're taking it too seriously and they're like, bro, it's just a game, bro. Why are you punching me? It's just a game. But then the other thing too is that Allah's telling you this is all just delusions. It's just delusions. So on top of that, you're taking it seriously, and on top of that, it's just delusions, bro. The entire time you were putting all your attention on something that didn't even exist, that wasn't even real. This is what's so funny. It's like you guys realize what you've been doing. I've been doing this all my life too. But the moment I stopped doing this, like I'm telling you, everything became easy. Anything that I want to attract in my life, it just became easier to attract. And then this isn't just like the first time that Allah says it. There's so many ayat where Allah actually tells you. It's like for example, this one, "اعلموا إنما الحياة الدنيا لعب وله," which means Allah's trying to tell you, no, like Allah's trying to basically tell people, like, just understand that this life of the dunya is just nothing but enjoyment and play. That's all it is, buddy. And the reason why this is the very first thing I'm trying to tell you is because you need to understand there's a whole difference between temporary risk and permanent risk. So when I tell you that we've been created for Allah to provide for us, it means that in the beginning we were created in heaven. Like all of humanity, we were created in heaven, which means that our real home is the heaven. So even if you think it's like, oh, but I'm not being provided in this life, first of all, you are. Even if you're the most homeless of the homeless people in the entire world, you're still being provided. But all of you guys, all of us, we all have homes and rizq, like sustenance in Jannah. Not here, but in Jannah, in heaven. So heaven is like the permanent rizq. But this life is the one that you're going to be achieving temporary rizq. So the permanent rizq, Allah's already promised you. It's like you already have a house in Jannah, you have rivers flowing in Jannah, you have like heaven, they say in the Quran, it says that it's the size of this earth and the skies combined. Like it's way too big. You can't even imagine how big heaven is. And everything you see in this life, it's also in heaven, but like a million times X and unlimited. So everything is just unlimited. So you already have unlimited risk. Like, for example, think of it this way. If right now I'm living in Canada, which I am, that's why raw milk is illegal. But let's just say I'm giving you an analogy. Let's just say I'm living in Canada, but I have a brother in Dubai. Dubai. This brother, he told me that, look, Habibi, I already bought you a house. I bought you a Ferrari. I bought you a Lamborghini. I bought you all these things in your name. So it's not in my name, it's in your name. And you owe me nothing. You don't owe me anything. Just let me know when you come to Dubai, and then I'll give you the keys to everything. So now, if you're living in Canada, like, wouldn't you start living so differently? Wouldn't you be walking around differently? Wouldn't you talk to people differently? And why would it be different? It's because you know that you have something in Dubai that's like beautiful stuff that are beautiful car, beautiful house. You know they have all these things, and you won't even, like, for example, let's just say in Canada you had a house that is like too expensive for you and you don't even have the money to pay it. At this point you won't even be worried. You won't be worried because you're like, bro, like, in a bit I'm gonna go to Dubai, and in Dubai I have all these beautiful things. Now what's so beautiful is that when you actually start living from this mentality, just the fact that you're living from this mentality already puts you in abundance mode. And that's what I've been saying, bro. Like, these people, like, they don't understand the true reality, because the true reality is that we're all going back to heaven. All of us, we're all going back to heaven. If we're doing bad things in this life, obviously we're gonna have to have justice and go to hell. But our real home is the one in heaven. And this is the truth, because it's in the Quran, it's the truth. So for those of you who are Muslim, you can't even come to me and argue that, no, this is not the truth. It is the truth. Which means, if you're already going back to heaven, like, and you've been promised all these things that are yours in heaven, that means that if you just live this dunya, this life, from that mentality, you're already in the most abundant state you can be. And that's what all these people, they try to, not this guy, obviously not this guy. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like most of these people, they say some beautiful things, but that's how all these people, like, they've been trying to basically get into the state. They've been trying to get into the state of just abundance, instant abundance. But this is the fastest way where you get into instant abundance, when you understand the truth, when you understand that all the beautiful things have been promised to you. So when you're looking at beautiful lands, I've been driving actually the other day, I was in Jordan, and you just look at the mountains, you look at the beautiful, like, mansions on the mountains, houses, and you're like, this is all beautiful. But you guys are not understanding that this is all for you. All of that is for you. When you go to heaven, you'll get all of this and more. So you already own all these things. And then when you live life like you already own all these things, the world becomes your living room. The world becomes like you just get into it and you just throw your shoes, throw your socks anywhere. If you go to an important business meeting, you go like you own the entire room. If you go into an expensive gym or an expensive restaurant, you know, like, if you already beaten the game, you already achieved everything. And when people see you, they're like, how is this guy so abundant? How is this guy looks like a cup? The water is just overflowing from this cup. Because in reality, this who we are, bro. Like, we're not beings that are always lacking. We're never lacking. We already own all these beautiful things. So then why are all of you guys, like, always thinking living in lack, when Allah Himself, your Creator, has promised you that you already have all these beautiful things? Like, I'm telling you, if my brother right now is in Dubai and he's like, I bought you all these things, that's it. I'm living this life like a, not arrogant, obviously, but like I'm above everybody else, because you actually truly are, bro. And this is not saying it in a way where it's like now you can go and just stomp on everybody. That's not what I mean. Like, still be humble. Like, don't be arrogant. But when you understand that this is truly the reality and you've been living life wrong because Shaitan has lied to you, then you're like, dang, bro, like this has become so much easier, way too easy. So at this point, when you see like a Lamborghini, you're like, it's not really that impressive. Like, I'm promised way more than that. As a result, these things come way easier to you. I made a whole video the other day actually about like how to manifest money easily through like Quranic lessons, and it was beautiful. But what I said in that video is that take everything that your goals, take all your goals, and just take them out of the pedestal, bring them down to eye level. But I never realized that this is the fastest way to bring down everything to eye level, when you realize that you're basically like the highest being there is in this world. There's nothing that's higher than you. Allah said that already in the Quran, that He created you as a Khalifa, as like a bestower, as like basically like the leader over this entire earth. So you're already the highest being, bro. So this is the thing. Understand there is a whole difference between permanent rizq and temporary rizq. And understand that the permanent rizq has already been promised to you. All this wealth has already been promised to you. Now, the second thing is that being in a state of surrender or stillness, which is the state of Islam, will make the will of Allah flow through you. Habibi, doesn't matter if you identify as a Muslim, you identify as a Christian, whoever, you can still have the will of Allah flow through you, because Allah has created everything. So Allah's signature is in everything. So when you look at everything around you, like the beautiful trees, the rivers, all these things, they all have the signature of Allah. And everything except the human, everything is in a state of Islam. It's only the human that has the choice. Should I be in a state of Islam or should I not be in a state of Islam? Because when you look at everything, like for example, even this mic right here, like you understand that if you get down to like the atom level, every atom and molecule within this mic is behaving like it's supposed to be. Because if it's not in a state of Islam, like surrender and stillness, it can basically disobey and just stop being a mic. It sounds silly, but this is the reality. Like you understand that, like everything is acting like it's supposed to be. Nothing is going against the harmony. It's only the human that's going against the harmony, because the human is the only being that has the choice. We have the choice. Do we be in the state of Islam or do we choose to disobey the state of Islam? And almost 99% of the people in this world are choosing to disobey. Even if you identify yourself as a Muslim, you're still choosing to disobey. There's people that are not even Muslim, but they're still in the state of stillness, so they're in the state of Islam. You understand? It's like we've reduced this beautiful religion to such a point where we're like, if you say your shahada, you pray your salah, you do your zakah, you do all these things, then you're a Muslim. But no, Habibi, you actually have to be in the state of Islam. It's an entire state internally first, and then it's going to show on the outer world. Then it's going to show in your actions. But you can't like just act and like, when people do physical acts and then they're just like, I'm a Muslim, that's not truly a Muslim. So if you get into the state of surrender, of stillness, where there is no mind, you go from mind consciousness to heart consciousness, that's when you can let the will of Allah flow through you. And you know what? For those of you that are going to start calling me like a mushrik, like someone who does bid'ah and all that stuff, because it's so sad. It's only the Muslims that come to me and start calling me. You guys start calling me names when I'm trying to tell you like the beautiful things about our own religion. So there's a whole hadith right here that says that Allah Himself is saying, when my own servant comes closer to me through the obligatory acts that I gave to him. And by the way, salah is the best way to get into the state of Islam, outer, like externally and internally. But it says that when my servant comes closer to me through these acts that I taught him, I become the hands in which he touches things with. I become the eyes in which he sees things with. I become the feet in which he walks with. Which means you're basically letting the will of Allah flow through you. And this is the most powerful state a human can become. This is what it means to be a human being. Because at this point, you're not doing, you're just being. That's why it says a human being. So then, when you get into the state of stillness, the state of surrender, then you let the will of Allah flow through you. And listen, like, think about it. If the will of God, the Creator, is flowing through you, where everything you do, everything you touch turns into gold, wouldn't it be so easy to just do anything and you achieve the things that you want? But what's so beautiful, bro, is that at this point, when this is actually happening to you, you won't even want anything. Like, understand that when you get into the state, you become whole, you become full. If you're full, what more do you want? How can you want when you're already full? And this is the beauty of it. This is the beauty of this religion, this entire religion. When you get into the state of Islam, a state of surrender, what more do you want? You already achieved everything. You've beaten the game. And so from the state, now basically think of it like you're just gonna walk around the world doing side quests. That's all you're doing, bro. You're just here doing side quests at this point. And so what's so beautiful now is that this is when you start doing things that are higher than you. Things like at this point, risk becomes easy for you. You won't even like try to even put any effort into getting the risk. You won't even struggle or suffer through getting the risk. Now you're basically going to be living your life for a higher purpose. You're doing things because you know there's a higher purpose. And this is when I say it's like when Allah's will flows through you. That's when the entire statement, when Allah says be and it becomes, like kun fayakun, that's when it becomes reality. And this is so beautiful. When I tell you, bro, like anytime I get into this state, anything I touch turns into gold. I'm a true testament of this entire state. Like whatever I touch when I'm in this state, it turns into gold. And it's so beautiful because it's like you look at the things that you're doing and you're like, this is unexplainable. How am I doing all these things? It's truly unexplainable because then you go back into your own like past. You're just like, how did I even achieve such a thing? How did I do such a thing? But it's not you. It's not you that was doing all these things. It was always Allah. That's why He says the risk comes from Allah. It doesn't come from you. And what's so beautiful is that like a lot of people unknowingly are getting into the state, but they're experiencing it for a brief amount of time and then they're losing it. But there's like a whole process into getting into the state. So there's a whole link in the description right now. I called it basically, I'm like, I'll teach you the ignored Quranic secrets that will guarantee you more risk, which is wealth, and I'll prove it to you free in this video right here. This video, bro, honestly, is one of my favorite videos, and I'm telling you, it's like all of you guys that are Muslims, you're sitting on acres of gold right this very moment, but a lot of you guys are forgetting. You're not even just forgetting, you're just not exposed to these teachings. But then when you learn these teachings, you're just like, where have this been all my life? Because I'm telling you, again, don't be taking something that Allah has made for fun seriously. That's the root cause of suffering. A lot of us are suffering with all these problems because we're taking all these things seriously. Then when you stop taking it seriously, it comes to you like it's easy. And Muhammad Sallallahu actually, he said that in a hadith. When you put all your focus on the akhirah, and I already told you like your permanent risk is the real risk, and that's the risk of the akhirah, like the heaven. When you put all your focus on that, the temporary risk, the dunya risk, it comes to you easily, like it's nothing. So you can just click the link in the description and just watch this entire video. But this is the beauty, and this is exactly why I stopped watching all these manifestation videos. Because I'm like, what more do I need? Literally, what more do I need? I've beaten the game. I've achieved everything. Like when people tell you that you have to go through so much hard work, so many hoops, turns, like things that you have to do, and then you finally can relax and achieve all the wealth that you want. Understand that that is the biggest lie that we've been told. The biggest lie that we've been told. I mean, think about it, bro. They lied to us about this whole thing, raw milk. Like, you really think they're not gonna lie to us about other things? Like, that's what's so funny. But anyway, man, I hope this whole video was Hope this video was helpful. If it was, by the way, I'm not gonna share my supplier for this raw milk because this guy is underground. This guy, not a lot of people even know who he is. I mean, I'm just talking to the people in Canada. If this video was helpful, just let me know, Habibi. Wallah, wallah, bro, it's raw.